I'm Gasia Mikaelian at KTVU Fox 2 News in Oakland. We're focusing on mass transit, getting people in the Bay Area to where they need to go. I welcome to this conversation Jim Allison, spokesperson for BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit. BART has seen some pretty big changes in the recent days. In fact, you have two big days you're celebrating. Tell me what happened Friday.
So Friday we had our highest ridership day since before the pandemic. We had about 75,000 people. And then on Saturday we had our highest Saturday, about 45,000 people. So, you know, this is a fraction of what we had before, but still we're very happy to see the trend. With the trend is up, more people coming back to BART, and we're ready for them.
And you say it's a fraction. Is it 20%, about a third? Where could you put those numbers?
So for the weekday, it's about 18% of where we were before, but for Saturday, it's 30%. I mean, we were really happy about that. 30% of the people who we would have had before the pandemic. So.
Right, and you just added dozens of new trains last Monday.
Right, so Monday we added 26 additional train trips for the weekdays, so that means more frequent train service. And then on Saturday we added 16 additional trains. So again, the idea is that we want to bring people back by providing more frequent train service and improving the customer experience when they come onto our system.
So let's talk about that BART experience. I know a lot of people who say, I haven't been back on BART yet. We have to make it clear that even though tomorrow is the 15th, the big California reopening, some things are staying the same with BART, such as masks.
Right, so we will keep the mandatory mask requirement in place because the Transit Security Administration has directed us to do so until mid-September. Now, of course, that could change, depending on the directions from the government, from the federal government. But we're not, really heavy-handed about the mask wearing. We have about 96% compliance, so the vast majority of people are wearing the masks. And if you don't have a mask, our station agents and police personnel will hand you a mask. So that's one change. And another I should mention is that we're clipper only now. We don't sell paper tickets at our stations.
No punching those grimy buttons and feeding, money in and out
right.
of the machines.
Yeah,
okay.
and getting a whole bunch of change.
But the clipper only started before the pandemic, right? Didn't you start phasing it in a year ago or so?
Well, in December, we finally got rid of all the paper ticket machines.
Okay.
Now, if you have a paper ticket in a drawer somewhere, you can still use it. Okay. But the clipper is much more convenient because you have the card, or we now have there's an app you can use, so you can actually use your phone to pay.
Right. So. Okay, great. So clipper only, that's a big change for people who haven't been on BART in quite a while. You still have to wear your mask at the station and on the train.
Right.
For the BART experience, I mean, the last time I was on BART was last March, so March of 2020. There were a couple people wearing masks, but we were all sort of very leery of what was to come, and now we know what has come and what we're still in. What's the BART experience like for the typical rider now?
Well, we've had, socially distanced opportunities throughout the pandemic, meaning that we've been running 10-car trains, long trains throughout the pandemic so that people can get on and make sure that they can distance from other people if they wish to.
The trains are not crowded.
The trains are not crowded, although they are beginning to get crowded a little bit during the peak periods. So we're seeing that start to take up.
That's still morning and evening commute?
That's right. It would be like the 7 to 9 and then 4 to 6 periods. But the one thing I want to mention is that our new budget provides for additional hiring for cleaning staff. 77 additional people are going to be hired to clean the trains, and then it's 22 more people for the station cleaning. So we want to make sure that things are clean and safe. We're hiring more police ambassadors. They're the unarmed, uniformed personnel who go throughout the trains and just kind of keep a check on things and help people out.
Good. I know there were a lot of concerns about cleanliness and, frankly, safety before the pandemic. Now that it has shifted to a matter of public health and public safety, it sounds like BART is working to meet that need.
Yes, we're trying to. And the thing that we noticed that we had during the pandemic is we had an increase in the number of people who have no other means of transportation.
We're essential to them.
We're essential to them, right. And so we're ready for the people who have a choice. Whether to drive or to take BART, and we want to make sure that their experience is good as well.
And before we have to wrap this up, there's a big promotion coming, and I love a sale. Tell me about half off BART.
Okay, attention bargain hunters.
Okay, I'm all ears.
For the entire month of September, your BART trip will be 50% off at a minimum. If you have a already discounted card because you're a senior or you have one of the disabled cards, you're going to get that
card, right? My little
or a
boys
youth
have
card.
their own little
Exactly.
child card. Okay.
Yes.
So it's even half off the youth or half off the senior fare.
And the Gator Pass for San Francisco State students, yes, you'll get that additional 50% off.
Okay.
But everybody gets 50% off as long as you're using the Clipper card.
Got it. I love it. Well, Jim Allison, we could talk forever about BART. I mean, I do have to say you've done an incredible job of moving people around. And like you said, people who are taking BART now often don't have another mode to turn to. So essential all the way. Great talking with you. Thank you so much for joining us here at KTVU in the parking lot. Let's take a look nationwide here and show you some of the other stories we're following nationally.